Guys, we are 1 week away from the Super Bowl. Technically 2 weeks because there's a Pro Bowl week next week. However, this is the last game before we get to know who will make the Super Bowl. Will it be the Eagles, the Lions, the Patriots, or the Jaguars? We'll have to see today as the Detroit Lions are at home facing the Philadelphia Eagles. Now this might be not as tough a matchup as the Redskins one because, of course, we were facing the number one defense. Now that we've extinguished the number one defense in this playoffs, this might be an easier way to win. However, the Eagles' offense is a lot better than the Redskins' offense, so this still might be a weird game. We'll have to see. By weird, I mean close, because we're so used to dominating our opponents. As it's 2nd and 10, Wentz rolling out, and it looks like he finds his receiver 25 yards and the first down. 2nd and inches now for Wentz under center. He might be handing it off to LeGarrette Blount. He is up the middle, and he looks like he's gone. But no, Nevin Lawson stopping LeGarrette Blount from reaching the touchdown, from reaching the end zone. He's gotten about 31 yards on that run. 3rd and goal, a handoff to LeGarrette Blount, and he was stopped at the line. Good job. As here comes Matthew Stafford with the score 3-0. Let's see how he responds. 4,600 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 21 interceptions on the regular season. Now Stafford sitting in shotgun, looking for a wide open receiver, but he was sacked by Jernigan. That was some poor blocking from the offensive line. Stafford was just eaten up, and it looks like a new play as, look at that, fake handoff, and the ball is caught by Eric Ebron. First down, Detroit. That was an impressive catch by Eric Ebron. 2nd and 3 now. Stafford hands it off to Amir Abdullah, and Amir Abdullah is stopped behind the line. And that'll set up 3rd and 4. As we are here once again, 3rd and 4. Stafford finding Galladay, and that was very close, because if Stafford would have wasted a little more time, he would have been sacked. 2nd and 5. Stafford finding Ebron once again. It looks like it's that same play with earlier this drive on 3rd down, as it's 1st and 10. Stafford could not find a man. Gets sacked on the play by Nigel Bradham. Would have been easier to throw away the ball, but I guess that's not what happened. As Theo Riddick has the room. Touchdown, Detroit. 16 yards on the rushing touchdown. And the blocking was key for that. As look at that. The blocking superb on that run. And that gives them enough to get into the end zone. Now 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. It's a play action pass. Wentz throwing it up. Finding Alshon Jeffrey. First down, Philly. As that was an impressive throw and catch from Wentz and Alshon Jeffrey. 1st and 10. It's a counter play to LeGarrette Blount. And Blount gets about 6 yards on that play. 5 yards exactly. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Beginning of the second quarter. 3-7. Philly is down. Now Wentz rolling out. Finding his receiver. Alshon Jeffrey. First down. Philadelphia. 2nd and goal now. I don't know how they drove up that fast, but it happened. Wentz handing it off wide open in field for Darren Sproles. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And now the Eagles are up 10-7. Let's see if the Lions can make another emphatic statement, and they do with the run, getting about 10 yards. Once again, the blocking was superb from that offensive line of the Lions. As now, after 2 dead plays, it's 3rd and 2. Stafford, plenty of time, finding Golden Tate for the first down. That was about 15 yards on that throw. And now The Lions once again finding themselves in a third down situation. 3rd and 9. And he gets sacked. Brooks on the sack. And that was a little surprising. Stafford. And the field goal. It's a long one, and it's good. 10-10 is your score. 3 minutes left. The clock is ticking down. Wentz sending a man in motion. It's Selleck. And the handoff? No, the handoff was faked. And there is a sack. Half a sack for Tease Tabor as right behind him. I cannot see who was right behind him, but there was a man of the Lions right behind him on that sack. 3rd and 20. Handoff up the middle for Sproles. Read by Akeem Spence. Getting the tackle for loss. 3rd and 7 situation. Stafford looks like he's audibling the play. Doesn't like what he sees on the field. Now Stafford, the blocking's fine. Throws it up. Interception! Ronald Darby, the Phillies' best corner, getting that interception. And that was on the receiver. The throw was fine. The receiver just couldn't keep up with it as there's a sack from Kerry Hunter Jr. That's also half a sack, as it might have been Jared Davis, the rookie, who was right behind him. 3rd and 8 now. Wentz finding himself in a bad situation. And he got the first down, but it was halftime. So your score 10-10 at half. Now we are just getting through this really quickly as there's a throw to Golden Tate, and Tate breaking the first tackle and getting 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1 situation coming up. As handoff up the middle for Timothy Wright, and Wright getting about 10 yards on that run. Fantastic effort from the tight end. 1st and 10. Stafford might be looking for that pass once again. Throws it, finds Tate. Tate almost speeding up the field, but he gets stopped at the opponent's 33-yard line. Now 1st and 10, Riddick getting the handoff, and he almost just spinned out the defender. But he gets stopped at the 6-yard line, making for a pretty good gain. 1st and goal, Riddick with the nice juke, and touchdown, Detroit. The 2nd touchdown for Theo Riddick on the day. It's now 2nd and 18. Carson Wentz going deep. Finding. No! Torrey Smith dropped the ball as he caught it. So that makes for an incomplete pass. 1st and 10 now for Stafford and the Lions offense. I see. Oh, very risky throw. Theo Riddick, however, coming out with the catch. And that was pretty impressive for a running back to make, because that could have been intercepted, to be honest. 1st and 10. Everyone looking pretty covered. A throw deep. Interception by Janoris. Not Janoris. Freaking Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins. I'm sorry about that. As that was intended for Golden Tate. It was a little overthrown. And that was kind of easy for Malcolm Jenkins, honestly. As it's 1st and 10. Wentz, another play action. Looking for a man, but it gets sacked by Tutco Charlton. And that is a first sack in a while, if I so recall correctly. As it's 3rd and 17. The defense needs to play very deep on this one, because you obviously know it's going deep. Wentz, he's going to take it out and run, but he could not get it. Only 9 yards on that run, and that's not enough. 3rd and 1 situation. Could they be running it up the middle? No, they're not. And it's a throw to Golden Tate. Easy throw, easy catch, and easy first down. As it's kind of surprising to see the Lions up by 7 when Matthew Stafford is struggling in this game. Also nice to see Golden Tate having himself a big game this game. And that's pretty nice to see, as 3rd and 9, play action, and a nice throw to Kenny Galladay, who hauls it in at the 10-yard line. And, of course, tackled down there as well as Stafford. He's having himself a nice game yards-wise, but the interceptions are just costly for this team right now. Well, not so costly, I should say. As, of course, like I said before, the Lions are still winning. Stafford running it out. Touchdown, Detroit! Matthew Stafford running it in, getting 9 yards needed for the touchdown. Now 10-24. Wentz needs to get his team back into the game I think it's really Wentz's performance kind of holding down this team as the sacks have been costly for Philly. And once again, a tackle for no yards. Good play by Jared Davis. Reading Carson Wentz. A nice sportsmanship from Richard Richard, helping up the Phillies star quarterback. 3rd and 6 now. Wentz finding wide open Nelson Aguilar. And Aguilar just gets met with a huge hit from Wilson Sr. However, that does not make him fumble, as it's 1st and 10. Once again, throw to LeGarrette Blount, and Blount tried the spin move, could not quite get the angle he needed. However, Philly driving up to the red zone. Wentz running it, and he makes it. Touchdown, Philly. Carson Wentz breaks that tackle. That was a huge play from Wentz, and one that can potentially help the Eagles win this game. 3rd and 7. Matthew Stafford throwing it too high, but there's a flag on the play. A pass interference. They said offense, but it was defensive pass interference according to this. We need to see a replay here. That was not defensive pass interference. That was overthrown, an uncatchable ball, and a bad call in favor of the Lions. Touchdown, Lions! Eric Ebron hauls in the touchdown, and even though he hasn't had these monstrous games like he had in the regular season, he is still catching the important balls for the touchdowns. As it's 1st and 10. Oh, interception! Tease Tabor! Oh, wow, and that definitely seals the game. If you didn't think so already, the Lions have just sold that one up with that interception. Almost fell to the ground, but recovered for a pick 6. What a crazy play. 1st and 10. LeGarrette Blount. Oh, gets hit-sticked. And there's Darius Slay with the fumble recovery. And he could be going all the way. He is. Touchdown, Detroit. Big play Slay for the 2nd week in a row. Getting a huge defensive touchdown for this team. 3rd and inches. This is just basically garbage time at this point because the 2 defensive touchdowns from Detroit have put this game up big time. And with Blount dropping that pass, this will be the end of the game as 3rd and 1. Why not? Stafford handing it off. Amir Abdullah has a nice gain. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the game. Final score, 17-45. Lions get the win over Philly. And it was a close game, all right? Don't let the score fool you. It was close. However, at the end, the 2 defensive touchdowns from the Lions sealed up the game for good. As there's Richard probably excited because this is their first Super Bowl. First Super Bowl for the Lions ever. And here's some highlights. The Lions defense played a little poorly. I mean, you can't complain. I think it was 10 points in the first half. You can't complain about that. But in the second half, the Lions almost locked down on defense. The 2 defensive touchdowns from Tease Tabor, and of course, big play Slay, number 23, helped the Lions put away the game. Now let's look at the stats, actually. Look at that. Lions dominating on every category except takeaways. Stafford, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 248 yards, 71% completion percentage. Pretty decent game. Theoretic, 12 attempts for 70 yards. That's pretty good with 2 touchdowns. Amir Abdullah, pretty nice. He did have that 1 run that carried the stats. Receiving, 78 yards for Galladay, 74 for Golden Tate, and 50 yards for Eric Ebron, and a touchdown. Riddick, 30 yards. Timothy Wright, 14 off of 2. And Marvin Jones, no receptions, no catches, no yards, but 1 drop. That's really weird from Stafford. I mean, you usually see him targeting Marvin Jones a lot, but it did not happen. On the defense, 7 tackles from Tavon Wilson Sr. Tackles for loss. one for Akeem Spence. One sack for Akeem Spence, one for Charlton, and then half sacks from like almost everyone. An interception from Tease Tabor that went for a touchdown. A forced fumble from Glover Quinn, who was, of course, recovered by big play Slay for the touchdown. 2 defensive touchdowns in that game. All-stars for this team include Stafford. Yes, they made the Pro Bowl. Ebron as a wide receiver, even though he's a tight end. I kind of changed that one up. Who else on this team? Yeah, we just have to go up and see. Eric Ebron as a wide receiver. Crazy. Taylor Decker, he was on the team. TJ Lang on the team. Swanson on the team. Sheriff on the team. Rick Wagner on the team. Our whole offensive line made it. Who else made it? No one else? Yeah, no one else it seems. Oh, Matt Prater made it. Sam Martin made it. That's both our special teams there. So guys, we made the Super Bowl against the Patriots. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you for the Super Bowl matchup of this game.